What is up, comic fam, and welcome to the Legion of Comics. Today, we're going to be looking at the new comic book day for this coming week, as well as looking at what books specifically have made it into my pull list or my reading list. Most importantly, what books have made the Legion list. But first, Collectibles for sponsoring that monthly Legion Loot giveaway for all the channel members. If you're not already, be sure to follow them on Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media platform you're on. They're working with some of the top artists in the game right now, putting out some of the best exclusives I've seen. Be sure not to miss out on any of that. As well as if you're looking to get anything cleaned or pressed, hit up Justin Comic on Instagram for as little as $10 a book. He can get you where you need to be. He's got some of the fastest turnaround times around. He can also submit directly to CGC and CBCS for you. If you use that promo code, We Are Legion, you can take advantage of the special offer we've got going on right now, that buy two, get one free. All right, guys, let's get right into it. This might be a little laggy today. It looks like it's moving a little slow on my end, so I don't know how it's going to look on your end, but we're going to roll with it anyways and see what happens. So first up, what's coming out? We got Shadows of the Bat is continuing in the pages of Detective Comics. This is 1054. So that last issue was kind of a slow issue. Felt like we were treading over some of the same ground we were on. But long story short, Arkham Tower has going to pieces at this point. Dr. Ware is having a hard go at it, keeping everything under wraps. He's working with every criminal element he can find in Gotham to try to launder money, move illegal chemicals, and just take over this little piece of Gotham. We're trying to see if the Bat family has what it takes to get to the bottom of this mystery and to shut him down. We've got Mariko Tamaki writing this awesome run, as well as Ivan Reis on the interiors. Absolutely love Ivan Reis on the interiors. He's one of the most consistent, dynamic, amazing interior artists that are out there, and it's always great to follow his work around. And as always, we have these beautiful Rodriguez covers, and this one is awesome with all of their masks showcase. We've got, looks like Huntress up there, or either Night. That's definitely Huntress. We got Huntress, Nightwing, Batman, Psycho Pirate. I don't know. It kind of looks like Batwoman at the bottom. But I don't know. Needless to say, it's a gorgeous cover as they've all been. Be sure to check it out. If you're not reading this, it's really cool. And if you remember, there's a Batman Shadow of the Bat run back in the day where Victor Zsasz first appeared. I was talking to my good buddy Ryan. This is almost like a modern day retelling parallel to that almost, with a lot of the main primary elements of it, which I thought was really cool. But next up we have, is this going to go? Action Comics issue number 1040. So the War World saga rages on. We've pretty much seen that Clark is now in bondage as a gladiator slave, getting tormented. He's decided no matter what, he's going to stay behind on War World until he can lead the people who are enslaved by Mongol to want to free themselves. They are absolutely brainwashed and beaten down and okay with being captives at this point. Then he realizes he cannot force them into freedom. He's going to have to lead by example and instill that hope in these people that he's done forever. You know, he has to be Superman, the true Superman. This series is so good. Philip Kennedy Johnson is absolutely crushing it. If reading this, I don't know what to tell you. Get on it. Absolutely get caught up. It has been phenomenal. And that last issue, Ricardo Federici did the interiors. I doubt he's going to continue to do them. I thought that was just a one-issue fill-in artist, but it was gorgeous. I'd like to see more of that. I'm not sure who's doing the interiors on this one, but I cannot wait for Tuesday to find out. Next up, we have from Tom Taylor and Marvel Comics, Dark Ages, issue number 5. So this is just an off-the-wall, wild, what-if scenario story. And it looks like the good guys are going to go try to invade the bad guys and shut them down before Apocalypse can do whatever it is he's doing and try to free their friends. We also had a little post-apocalyptic army of Ghost Riders show up in the last issue, which I thought was phenomenal. That was really fun. So this issue, it looks like we're getting some Carnage action. That's going to be wild for sure. Every issue is pretty much just a I don't know, it's just like a Gotham moment. That's all you're reading it for, is the Gotham moment. It's like these big shocking moments you're just not expecting to see happen with these characters that we know. But each issue's been really fun. Tom Taylor is a phenomenal writer. He doesn't miss. Some stuff is more serious, stuff is just for fun. This is just for fun. It's definitely hardcore for standard Marvel stuff, but I'm definitely enjoying it. Next up, we've got Department of Truth issue number 16. So I'm very excited for this. This is one of my personal favorite reads. That last issue, man, had my skin crawling. It was so creepy. But this one, we're supposed to be getting into the MK Ultra program, the government program, where they were like a again, with like brainwashing people, where they have like little trigger words where they can turn on sleeper cell agents and stuff like that, as well as Lee Harvey Oswald's actual motives. And that's been the big kicker in this this arc is Lee Harvey Oswald really who he is? Is he a fiction that was created? Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Like, who are the good guys? We don't know. All I know is I cannot wait for this issue, and there's an awesome exclusive by none other than John Jang himself, and is really inside and outside of his wheelhouse at the same time. Totally psychedelic, totally wild. I do already have that one on pre-order. I'm excited, as always, to get it in hand and be able to throw it up behind me. Next up, from Boom Studios, Berserker #7. I thought there's been a long gap since the last issue, but it is back. It's going to be continuing to go. I believe someone mentioned that it's only like a 12-issue series. I can't imagine this going on forever. At least take a break and come back to it. But Matt Kent, Keanu Reeves is writing it, and there's really not much to the story. It's like really giving us a little at a time. But it looks like the people in the government agency or the scientific think tank that he's working for, we don't even have their real motives yet. But it looks like they're not all on the same page. But it's just a lot of excessive violence just for the sake of violence and not much story to it. But that didn't promise like an in-depth story. It's just fun. It's fun. I'm going to continue picking it up for now. I'll probably write it out to issue 12. And if it doesn't, then just call it right there unless it does something dynamically different. But next up, here's one I'm really, really pumped for. Boom. Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze. He's back in a brand new issue #1. And I read the synopsis on this, and because I was trying to see where they're going to do with it, or if they're like relaunching him from scratch. And it kind of sounds like that, unless there's going to be a twist with it. It talks about Johnny Blaze having a nice home life, and he's plagued by these horrible nightmares and everything. And he basically has like, he doesn't know he has the curse or something. But I have no clue what they're going to be doing with this series. I don't want to know too much, but I am excited for it. I'm totally pumped for it. As I mentioned before, I don't have a lot of Marvel in my regular pool, but I keep trying it when the characters come up again. And times like this, I give it a shot. I hope to God it's good, because I love the characters, just have not been overly impressed with what Marvel puts out these days. So fingers crossed that this is going to be good. There's some definitely some other covers that you need to be on the lookout for. There's a lot of variants for this one out there, so don't miss out. Next up, one that has been amazing from start to finish so far, The Human Target. This is issue #5. So Tom King is writing it. Greg Smallwood is phenomenal on the art. He is like got this specific style that works for this like old like noir whodunit kind of thing. It almost has a 70s feel to it. But Christopher Chance is out to try to solve his own murder. He's got days to live from where he's poisoned, and every issue he's kind of like investigating a different person, getting closer, and all the prime suspects are members of the Justice League International. So the last issue he spent with Ted Kord, the Blue Beetle. In this issue, he's going to be making his way over to none other than the Oreo face stuff and Martian Manhunter himself. So I'm excited to see what detail to the plot Martian Manhunter is able to add to this. And if you're not picking it up, I doubt you will, but you should definitely go back and get it. I know a lot of people are turned off by Tom King books, but dude, he's been crushing it these past couple years with these Maxi series. Y'all have got to get on them. Next up, Power Ranger Universe #3. Who cares? I barely do. This series is, it's just a who asked for it origin story to the Phantom Ranger. It's not even that much of an origin story. It's just teasing more Dark Spectre stuff surrounded by a cast that no one actually cares about. The covers don't actually associate with the book. Maybe the hand does, but the actual covers are just for the people that they knew didn't want to read it. They put out cool covers with their classic characters to try to at least make them cover by them. But I'm getting it, completionist, and I'm still reading it. Next up, one I'm pumped for. This was probably my read of the week when issue 1 came out, but Silver Surfer Rebirth, issue #2 by Ron Lynn and Ron Mars is coming out. This story takes place and is set in their actual old school run from a couple of decades ago. Just kind of squeeze it in where you want it to fit in. We have somebody with a reality gem altering reality. We had Marvel come back in that first issue. Thanos showed up at the tail end of it, and now Silver Surfer and Thanos are going to have to team up to try to figure out who is changing realities for their own whim, and if they can get it along together, get along together for long enough to actually figure it out. So this is going to be fun. That last issue, man, it was like reading inside of a time capsule. It was so much fun. Next up, we have Teen Titans Academy issue 12. Woo! This book is back on top, man. This book is back and crushing it. That last issue was amazing. We're rolling out Red X finally. That last one, the cover that I talked about said Red X revealed finally, and as my good friend, the Promiscuous Time Traveler on Instagram and YouTube said, he thinks that they actually showed him. They didn't straightforward tell you, but there were some clues if we go back and read those early issues, it really looks like they told us who it was. And in this issue, I don't want to spoil it, but in this issue, there's going to be a twist on that. There's even going to be a twist on who Red X is. So it's supposed to be getting revealed who he is, as well as opening up Pandora's box on a previous character as well. So I'm excited for this. I'm pumped, and it's going to be leading us just like how the last issue of Suicide Squad preluded for the battle for Earth 3. This should be doing the same thing, because we know the Suicide Squad, Teen Titans, and the Crime Syndicate are all about to go head on in like a big three-way crossover. So Suicide Squad, Crime Syndicate, Teen Titans, let's go. Let's go. Man, I'm ready for that. Next up on the list, I can't help but laugh every time I see this book. Aquaman Green Arrow Deep Target issue number 5 of 7. So this is the book that makes no sense. This is the anomaly in the comic on the Legion list, in the comic shelves every month. This book on paper should not be good, but it is so well done. It is so fun. It's a classic Freaky Friday scenario. It starts off and Ollie and Arthur are not in their own bodies. They're in each other's bodies and have no clue why, and don't even wasn't even an event they were together for that it happened. But we have the Serpent Society people, like, we were often time and chain realities. We know it in that last issue. They thought they got away from them, and they came back to the mainland, to shore, because they were in their base. To find out that the Serpent Society has altered all of the population of the area they showed up in. Whether it's worldwide or not, we don't know. But they're messing with timing. We pretty much ended up with like a dinosaur scenario, like the old TV show from the 90s where dinosaurs were like people. It's like that. So, dude, it sounds crazy. It is crazy. There's dinosaurs, though, so that's a plus. And it's just been really fun. I cannot suggest this for anyone to read, but it's good. I didn't suggest for you to read it, though. Just remember that. It is really, really good, but I didn't tell you to read it. But that's all that I have on the guaranteed pickup or read list. A couple of those were digital reads. I believe a couple. Yeah, Dark Ages is definitely a digital read. But if you want to know what my number one pick for this week is going to be and why, whether it be something that I'm going to be reading or an exclusive that I'm picking up or a cover by, be sure to go over to the Comic Vets channel, give him a subscribe, and be on the lookout for the video that we put out every Sunday where him and I both give you our top pick for the week and why you should consider picking it up. Also, let's give a big thank you to Paul and Donna at the Augusta Book Exchange. They are the keepers of my comics, the guardians of my pool box. They always make sure everything I'm looking for is always safe and secure waiting for me when I get there. You'll find no better customer service anywhere. If you're ever in the Augusta area, be sure to look them up, swing in, and let them know we are Legion. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching this far. Be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what books you're picking up this week or what you're excited about. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. It really helps out a lot. Then consider becoming a channel member. That is something that I really don't mention a lot on here, but the channel membership is live. It gets you access to the custom emojis and the loyalty badges next to your name, as well as it can get you entered into a monthly giveaway sponsored by Big Time Collectibles. And I always throw some extra stuff in there. But big thank you to all the channel members that are existing members. I cannot thank you guys enough. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're not familiar with any of these names on here, be sure to pause it, look them up. A lot of these guys are putting out content themselves, either on YouTube, Instagram, or both. A lot of great people in there, though. So until next time, guys, as always, I'm Mark, but we